Good morning, day 3 in Philadelphia, and I'm going to be taking it easy today. I've already hit all the hot spots, Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, so I'm just going to walk around, check out some historic houses, some older buildings, and plus today's Saturday, so trying to avoid the crowds. And here is the Merchant Exchange building, built 1834 by this guy, Stephen Girard. And he was a Frenchman, and at the time the wealthiest person in the country, they say. And see, the first floor was a bunch of just commercial businesses. The second floor housed the Pennsylvania Stock Exchange. And let's see, there was also the a post office in here, and it was the first post office in the country to sell stamps. So, and across the street is the Nelson Building. And on these grounds, Alexander Hamilton had a house. Walking down 3rd Street. And I found the Powell House, owned by Samuel and Elizabeth Powell. Samuel was Philadelphia mayor, last colonial mayor, and of course, yeah, prominent figures in the city. And he owned a lot of real estate in the area. Owned a lot of properties on Society Hill. That's where we're at right now. And friends with George Washington, Ben Franklin, Marquis Lafayette. And he died in that yellow fever epidemic, same one that took Dolly Madison, or Dolly Todd's first husband. And you can see the little insurance fire markers up there. Also, this building was occupied by British troops when they had taken over Philadelphia. At the Physic House, and I'm on 4th Street, still on the Society Hill, and this is one of only 3 freestanding mansions built in this neighborhood. Built 1786 by Henry Hill, and yeah, Dr. Physic, and he saw patients, did operations, surgeries in here. Patients included Dolly Madison, Andrew Jackson, John Marshall. And yeah, they call him the father of American surgery. And he invented the catgut sutures. Doesn't sound too fun. Synagogue over here. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier should just be a couple blocks up. So the square used to be kind of a potter's field. Okay. Back in the heart of town. I'm right by Independence Hall, and I'm at the American Philosophical Society Hall, and founded by Ben Franklin. And across the street, Library Hall, established 1789. And it was the first public library, first to lend books. Again, founded Ben Franklin, and it's what became the Library of Congress. Inside, they've got journals from Lewis and Clark. They've got writings from Isaac Newton. And they've also got Charles Darwin's Origin of Species in there. This is the Bishop White House. He was a rector at the Christ Church over there where Ben Franklin's buried. And established 1786. He lived here until 1836. And he was a chaplain to the Continental Congress. First Protestant Episcopal Bishop of Pennsylvania. And this is the site of the home of Benjamin Rush, signer of the Declaration of Independence and a delegate to the Continental Congress. Looks like they've got a little garden set up. street is a Quaker meeting house. And I know it was attended by Betsy Ross. And I know it was a gathering for militia, I guess some sort of Quaker militia. And over here, this is the Christ Church burial ground. Yeah, where Ben Franklin's buried. There's his grave. And also Betsy Ross's uncle, signer of the Declaration of Independence, he's buried in there as well. Also 2 other signers of the Declaration of Independence. I'm at the Todd house, home of Tolly Dodd Madison, and she moved in 1791, moved in with her husband John. They were both Quakers and only lived here for 2 years. He actually died of yellow fever 1793 in August, and they had 2 kids, and their one son William also died of yellow fever, died the same day as her husband John. And yeah, big yellow fever epidemic had hit Philadelphia. A little over 5,000 people had died. So then in May of '94, her friend Aaron Burr introduced her to James Madison. And then in September of '94, they married and lived in this house until 1797. Then after that, moved to Montpelier. So. Elfreth's Alley, named after Jeremiah Elfreth, and it's the oldest residential street in the country. Hi. This is the Graft house. Thomas Jefferson rented 2 rooms on the 2nd floor from a guy named Jacob Graft, and it's where he wrote the Declaration of Independence. Looks like it was reconstructed. Franklin Court, and Ben Franklin built 3 of these 5 townhouses, and publishing house, printing office. I know his grandson worked in there. He was our first postmaster general. He came up with the U.S. Post Office. It's the first post office. To let, and I believe that's supposed to mean toilet. And yeah, the foundation of his house is back there, and also a print shop museum and the Ben Franklin Museum. It's a yeah, it's a shame all that's closed. I guess they're doing renovation. And so yeah, his house was right there, and he's just a block away from Independence Hall. So yeah. Passing the Betsy Ross house again. Here's that customs house again. And walking back to my hotel, I stumbled upon a couple more things. It's the Thomas Bond house. I guess now it's a bed and breakfast. And he was a prominent physician in Philadelphia, friends with Ben Franklin. And together they founded the Pennsylvania Hospital. And then found this placard over here dedicated to Hannah Penn, William Penn's wife. And they lived together in the slate roof house, which was right here. And after William Penn died, which was somewhere between 1712 1718, she was the acting proprietor of the Pennsylvania colony until 1726, and only woman to control a British propriety for that long. Yeah, site of the slate roof house. And little monument over there of William Penn. And yeah, this grid is marked out. These are the streets here in downtown Philadelphia. Mulberry, High Street, Chestnut Street right up there. That's where I had lunch. Yeah, he pretty much laid out the plans for the city. Across the street, I guess William Penn had the City Tavern, and actually it was built after he had passed away. It says it was built on the eve of the American Revolution, and yeah, more than just a bar, it was a social center for prominent members of the city. Members of the Constitutional Congress lodged here, dined here, celebrated here. And this is a reconstruction, and it was an active bar until recently, but I think it's closed down now. And pretty cool, they still have these cobblestone roads all throughout the city. Okay, that's it for day 3, and I think I've pretty much hit every nook and cranny of the historic district of Philadelphia. So I'm gonna go in, get something to eat, work on my video. See ya.